So because I just love pain so much, I've given myself just 7 days to make a mobile game from scratch. If I fail, that's it. I'll uninstall Unreal, move to Utah, and be a Mormon. Let's see how this goes. I had 168 hours to make a game, and I essentially just wasted the first 24. I had a couple of shows to catch up on, you know how it is. But then I also had to get a couple games in because practice makes perfect. Do you know what? Let's just skip this one and move on to day 2. A tiny bit of panic started to set in, so I knew that I actually had to get to work. Despite the fact that I still don't have a full game idea, I made a start on building the main level. I'd seen those games where you have to shoot hordes of enemies, and I knew I wanted something like that, but in 3D. I also knew that I needed the game to be visually interesting, so I decided that colors and lights would be a strong theme because I need to distract you from the low poly count and horrible graphics. Now, as a wise man once said, if you want to do shooting, then you need a gun. 7 days wasn't nearly enough time for me to create anything worthwhile in Blender, so I found this pretty cool turret asset on the Fab Store and boom, you can pilot it. We shall call him Gregory. Gregory does a little bit of floating, but we'll fix that later. Now with this newfound success, I'll just take a tiny, super quick break before I get back to work. For this game, I needed a big bad. An evil, despicable horde of monsters that will strike fear into the hearts of men and balls. I'm gonna go with balls. We're on a time crunch here, so let's make this super simple. I gave them a little wobble and I also made them float towards the player, but one is never enough, so I also threw together a casual little wave system. Just for diversity, I also made these cubes that fly to a couple random locations before zipping towards you. I feel like it looks pretty good so far. However, I should say that this took me so long to get this working. It's actually ridiculous. Like, my blueprint code is a mess. Yeah, I might be cooked here. I had a mountain of actually important things to do, but I was getting tired of struggling with blueprints, so let's just make stuff pretty. I added a couple of random glowing objects around the scene and changed a couple of materials here and there just to distract people with nice colors. To be honest, even I was getting tired of the background, so now you get a random background whenever you play. Just something to switch it up. At the moment, playing this game kind of makes me feel like a deaf person at a Travis Scott concert. I can see a bunch of stuff going on, but I can't hear anything. So to spice it up, I added some turret fire sounds, as well as some mind-numbing music. All in all, I think it's a step in the right direction, but time is ticking here. Upgrades, upgrades, upgrades. You can't just have the same boring turret the entire time, so we gotta switch it up. I created this small upgrade menu that appears after every couple waves. You could increase the fire rate or intermittently stop time or a bunch of different things. It looks like complete trash at the moment, so let's just make it look a little bit better. It still looks like trash, but I said a little bit better, not that it'll actually look good. Unfortunately, menus are only half the battle. I actually have to implement the upgrades themselves. The healing and increased max health was actually pretty simple to add, so I focused more on the other upgrades like the force field, fire rate, and time stop. We do have another case of this took way longer than you think, so day 5 is actually done. I've got a game, sure, but it needs some more pizzazz. It needs some more spice. First things first, we'll add a new enemy. It'll move slow, but it'll have armor, so it'll take a couple of shots to take down, meaning you'll have to divert some attention away to focus on them. I thought it was important to add a health bar so you actually know how quickly you're dying, and despite its simplicity, it's definitely a plus to have. Menus are the next thing to take care of, so I'll rig up a simple intro menu. You can actually move around, but that's just because I couldn't be asked to disable movement. Very slowly getting to the end of my sanity here, so I created the most simple death menu ever. It politely informs you of your performance as well as telling you your score. I also added the smaller sounds like explosions and stuff. They say on the seventh day, the Sabbath, God rested, and I decided to take some inspiration from our great creator and follow in suit. Trash is trash, regardless of an extra day. So I mainly focused on getting the game released, but here is the final result. For 7 days of work, I'm not angry with it. It's definitely fun to play at first, and I'll probably release more power-ups or maybe a leaderboard. It should be out on itch, but to release it on mobile, I need like 20 testers. So I made a Discord. It should be in the description. If you made it to the end of the video, number 1, I'm surprised. Number 2, thanks. And number 3, watch another one.